when he disappeared last year, and later he was found dead in the Illinois River. Rob Stafford reports tonight on crucial clues in this baffling case.
Jelani Day was a bright student at Illinois State. Then, suddenly, daily routine.
He missed class.
Does that sound like your brother?
No.
A reliable son went missing. A relentless mom went looking.
I gotta do something.
A week and a half later, Jelani's body was found in the Illinois River in Peru, an hour north of the downstate campus in Bloomington Normal. The coroner said he drowned, but his mother Carmen tells us he was an experienced swimmer, and she suspects foul play.
NBC5 Investigates found a significant clue was found through pure luck 6 weeks after Jelani's body was recovered. A man driving on a highway pulled off on one of the Bloomington exits to secure a mattress tied to the roof of his car. He just happened to look down at the side of the road and saw an iPhone. It was Jelani Day's. What do you want to know from that phone?
I want to know who's involved, who was he last texting in his last hours, who was his last conversation with.
Jelani's brother DeAndre and mother Carmen are convinced the answers to what happened are on messages locked in that phone, which was sent to the FBI.
Have they been able to get inside the phone?
They tell me that they haven't been able to get inside of it. They tell me that there's a software that is only available for iPhones up to the 11. Jelani had an iPhone 12 Max Pro.
Police declined our request for an interview, but sources close to the investigation tell us Verizon's cell phone records show his iPhone was turned off around 9:21 a.m., just after Jelani was last seen buying marijuana at this dispensary near campus. Then his phone was apparently tossed from a car onto that roadside off I-55 North.
The question is, did Jelani do that, or did someone else, and why? Through the Freedom of Information Act, NBC5 Investigates obtained heavily redacted police emails. One is called Extraction Report Apple iPhone, 23 chats and 17 messages. These details have been cross-referenced from Jelani's contact list. Another email notes 6 phone numbers of interest. But a detective also writes nothing crazy on Jelani's phone extraction.
Has anyone come forward to say, yeah, I was talking with Jelani that day on the phone?
Nobody came forward.
Police also recovered Jelani's car from a wooded area in Peru. The license plate had been removed, and they found a partially smoked marijuana cigar blunt and something else. Jelani's journal, perhaps a possible clue into his state of mind. Police wouldn't say. We do know there was no suicide note. And then there was this, his sneakers and shorts on a riverbank north of the body, and they contained DNA, but it wasn't Jelani's, and still has not been identified, raising even more questions for the family.
Do you think there are people out there with information?
Absolutely. I think people are withholding information for some whatever reason, but I don't care.
The family rejects any suggestion Jelani took his own life, saying he had everything to live for at the time of his death, even volunteering to donate stem cells for his father who had leukemia and needed a transplant.
He was the most likely match for his dad.
And he wanted to do it.
He absolutely, yeah.
Sadly, his dad passed away this month. The Day family has lost a son, a brother, and now a father, but say their will to find out what happened to Jelani will never wane. Rob Stafford, NBC5 Investigates.
So, you know, we've been paying attention to the Jelani case, you know what I'm saying? And a lot has went on and a lot has been said, right? And the reason I sat back and I compare it to the Kenneka Jenkins case because it's always going to be a mystery in what happened to them both, you know. When you look at the Jelani case, they're saying that it's DNA on his trousers and his shoes. And the DNA is not his. So whose DNA is it? You know? These are the things that, you know, why are these things holding these cases up? With the Kenneka case, do we feel like that things was done right? If we go by the case file, you know, do we sit back and look at the fact that Was there any DNA on her? Was there any DNA under her nails? You know, was there? What's going on? Why are these type of cases being hidden? When you look into the Jelani Day case, he came up missing. His car was parked in the middle of the woods, basically. License plates took off. Wow, you know, his license plate was missing from his car. That right there was a sign alone, like somebody was trying to get rid of something, you know. But then when you sit back and you pay attention to it, miles away from his car, now you have his clothes that's being placed somewhere, but no sign of him. That's crazy. When his body, so-called body, allegedly, they're saying that this is his body that came up in this, that washed up in this water. They said that his organs have been liquefied, you know, for whatever reason. You know, that's, I guess you learn something new every day when it come down to, you know, bodies being in the water or decomposing bodies or just different things, you know what I mean? Unless you're a doctor and you know, off back, you find out shit every day that's new. And to hear that his body was liquefied, his organs, you know, I was like, damn. You know, they saying that they still can't unlock his cell phone. He had a cell phone. Yeah, he had a cell phone that was found on the side of the highway. It's funny how these cell phones get found on the side of the highway, you know, make you wonder, you know, what then went on. You know, I just did a video about Sha'Carri Terry. Matter of fact, no, not Sha'Carri Terry. That was the girl that went to had the surgery done. I did a video on the Felicia Johnson girl, and her phone was found on the side of the highway with blood all over it. And now it's just being investigated and looked at, you know, crazy stuff. But when they found Jelani's phone, it was on the side of the highway. The story just sounds crazy. Phone found on the side of the highway. A guy said that they were moving a mattress and the mattress fell off the truck, and he retrieved the mattress, got off and retrieved it and found this phone. And they just so happened took the phone to Walmart, you know, realized it was an iPhone, took it to Walmart. And you know how you get the little money when you put it in the machines and, you know, things like that. So the phone ended up coming back to be Jelani's phone. The guys was contacted, you know, and the police basically did an investigation on how they found this phone and, you know, what took place. So, you know, we're looking at stuff like that. If nothing never happened to this boy Strange, I mean, I don't think he'd toss his own phone out the window. You know what I mean? They tried to make it like the body was his that they found and he committed suicide. I can't think of nobody in this day and age right now, you know, that's living a good life. The boy was a doctor. He was going to school, being everything he wanted to be, you know, and was going to be more. And you just wake up one day and said you want to commit a suicide. When you look at cases like this, especially Jelani's and Kenneka's, but when you look at Jelani's first, in some form or fashion, it was things that people didn't want to come out. This boy just didn't die for nothing. You know what I'm saying? When you pay attention to it, it was a lot of things that the public probably didn't know about Jelani. You know, a lot of people didn't know that Jelani was gay. You know what I mean? So when you sit back and pay attention to it, these are the details you need to get into in this case and pay attention. Like, hey, he had pages of his journal that he had in the vehicle. Pages was ripped out. You know, the way it was set, like somebody was trying to hide the vehicle, hide the license plates. You know, they got rid of him. It make you wonder what happened. Who was trying to cover up the fact that they was probably messing with this boy, and they didn't want that to come out? Who would be to the point where if this came out, they felt so exposed, or to make their family look bad, or it'll make them look bad, or the school they went to. Like I say, this could have been anyone. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at this case, the cover up is something else. You know, shit. everything that was found, like his stuff spread it all outside of the car. They found the clip to a gun. They found different things. I mean, if he was messing with, let's just say he was messing with somebody from this school, is it safe to say that somebody was trying to cover their tracks? They didn't want nobody to know that they was messing with Jelani, or they didn't want nobody to know that they was messing with this black boy that was at the school. You know, I'm not trying to make it a race thing, but, you know, he went to a school, you know, that was majority white, you know, white kids. And race don't come into a factor when it's a situation where somebody feel like, oh, they're gonna shame me about this. They're gonna, you know, ridicule me. They're gonna talk about me dating him or messing around or, you know, shit like this. So to me, I feel like a lot of this come into play all the way down to him going to this school and somebody possibly trying to cover their tracks behind this boy death. And the police ain't stupid. They know what's up. You know, when you say it's DNA on his clothes and it's not his and his phone came up missing and, you know, the boy stripped down and jumped in. Oh, come on. Y'all know that this shit ain't happened the way it happened. Plus, let's make it make sense. A lot of stuff added up with him being in the water. Yeah. His, you know, organs was liquefied, things like that. You know, his eyes was, you know, out of his head, you know, out of his eye sockets because, you know, the bugs and you know, fish in the water, things like that was in the water. You know, everyday things that's in the water just took place. But his penis being filleted, somebody did that. Somebody cut on this man's penis. So where did that come into play? I mean, was that a racial act? Was that what was you trying to cover up with that? You know, what type of signal you was trying to throw out there with that? You know, what was going on? So his case, you know, still remained to be a mystery. And, you know, his mom is trying to get justice. You know, as you can see, she's with Jesse Jackson and the Rainbow Coalition. And I think they passed the Jelani Day bill, things like that. But that still don't let her know what happened to her son. And now that certain things are coming out, as far as DNA that they don't know who it comes back to all of a sudden, you know, and they can't get into his phone, and his phone is the key to everything that had happened. Like it got to be messages in his phone and shit like this, you know. It's crazy. It's crazy. So when you look at the Kenneka Jenkins case, like I say, I compare it because look at her situation. You know, we got a girl that was in a hotel partying with some friends. Somehow, you know, she stepped to the hallway, whether she was ready to leave or she was just stepping out there, you know, get some air or whatever the case may be. And on one end, you got it being said that she was brought down to the lobby. But then you hear she was in the hallway. Which one is it? You know? And which one would make sense? If it was possibly some guys in the hallway that was all for Kenneka Jenkins, best friends, you know, all these people play like they was friends. Let's think about it. How could they not know who put this girl on the elevator? That's a fact. You know, I always say the housekeeper come into play. Him and the security guard played a role. I always say that, you know. But then when you sit back and you listen to a lot of things in the beginning, here we go again. She was brought down to the lobby. Kenneka went down to the lobby. And now let's think about the lobby. Only people we know who played the lobby was France Cave and Gray Blazer that was behind the front desk. If Kenneka came down to the lobby, they know that. They see her. If she even being left in the lobby, as far as sitting down right there where them little couches was, they see her. If we're not getting that footage But we get the footage of her getting on this elevator and getting off on the lower level. That's all we see. We don't see. It's like they give. We get what was given to us. If this girl made it to the lobby and was directed to the elevator to get on it, and she ended up on that lower level instead of going, say she wanted to go back up to them because they was taking too long, and she ended up getting on the elevator, and even if she was walked down to the elevator and the motherfucker pushed the lower level, you know what I'm saying? Now we got Kenneka getting off on the lower level. We do get a glitch. I'm gonna always remember that glitch that we get when she get off the elevator before she come around a little pillar, like the wall. Before she come around the wall, we get a glitch, and then she pop up walking up the ramp. That's a fact. Some say it was just a regular glitch. Everything met up with each other. If you look at the timeline of it, but I say that glitch was just too crazy from her. Once she got off the elevator, she wasn't leaning up against the walls trying to, catch herself on that when she got off the elevator. So we shouldn't see a glitch, and then she pop up and she leaning up against that ramp wall, just trying to, like the wall holding her up. You know what I'm saying? But the question is, people always say, was it somebody in the footage? Was it somebody in the footage? But when you look at the footage, we don't see nobody. We don't see nobody. We just see the girl walking down the hallway, but we don't see what's ahead of her. We never see what's ahead of her. That's a fact. We see Kenneka walking, but we don't see what's ahead of her. We don't see if anybody's like, yeah, come this way. We don't have any audio, but what we got in the room as far as the kids live. I think audio is very important because if we would have had some type of audio, we might have would have heard somebody, So we never, especially when she got towards that kitchen, I'm always think that she walked back that way because somebody led her back that way. You know what I'm saying? Because all we see is the footage of her walking through the kitchen, but we don't catch what's before that. You know what I mean? We don't know what's before that. We don't catch the video before that of the person that's already walking ahead of her back there and tell her, come, I'm back here. I'm back here. Woo, woo. Because she can hear him if it's audio, and she's walking back there towards him. Now, for us to get the footage to stop after that, and that's all we get, to walk back there and to realize where you're walking, the first thing you're going to do is try to turn around or be like, what the fuck? What you doing? So we can't get no footage after that. We didn't get that. We don't know what happened once she walked back there. You got a lot of people that go back and forth and say, hey, you got the friends that set this up, this and this and that. And a lot of reasons will make you think that. But when I sit up here and I think all this shit, could nobody been in cahoots but the hotel and the police? That's it. You got pieces of this case file that make you sit back and you look at it and be like, you want to believe in your heart that the police is not crooked. And those are the things, you got people that deal with this case, that look at this case, that have studied this case, everybody from different cities, different parts everywhere around the world. And you got some people that won't believe that you have crooked police out here, that you have a crooked system out here that will work with another system just to cover it, just because it is a black girl. At this day, we're going to sweep this under the rug. It's easy. And when you pay attention to it, you can't get no cover up this good with kids being involved with this. For people to say Kenneka just walked back there on her own and she just passed out in the freezer. Or we see it on video. She just walked back there. Did nobody harm her? This make you question everything, man. This make you question everything. I don't believe that Kenneka was raped. I don't believe she was raped. I believe it was an attempt. I believe they definitely attempted to try to do something. And once the attempt part happened, we can't let her walk out of here. We cannot let her walk out of here to tell what just happened. It ain't that much persuading in the world. They didn't have enough money right there on hand to sit back and say, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. Once Kenneka made it outside of them doors, for whatever was going on with her, she was going to talk. And it was going to be a lot. I mean, to us right now, we'll be like, well, maybe, you know, gee, that would have brought so much static to that hotel because she got a mama that do care about her. You know, she had friends. I believe a fight would have kicked off there. It would have been some bullshit. A lot of people would have went to jail that night if Kenneka would have been able to pop out outside of them doors or pop out in that parking lot with people on their way leaving out and they see, there go Kenneka right there. And she stumbling, talking about something what they just tried to do to her. Real niggas was going back in the building, Joe. Call her mama. We up here. Motherfuckers crazy as hell. So when you sit here and look at it, man, like I say, we deal with what they gave us. Whether it was right or wrong, that's what they gave us. The best cover up ever. I ain't gonna say ever, but they did their thing on that. And that's why they sit back with the confidence. You know, when I say they, I mean Rosemont. You know, you can't have a network of cops that's serving and protecting and getting people their justice, detectives. You can't have a network of them working on cases every day, shit that's going on. And they get a case like that come across their table at one of these hotels and they don't try to crack that shit just for the communities, just for the simple fact, you got to look at it. Rosemont, they got all type of shit. They got malls out there. I think they do the Black Expo out there. They got the Rosemont Horizon. That's where they be having the basketball games, the concerts, and all that. So I ain't gonna sit back and say it's racist to the point where they don't deal with black folk. No, they deal with black folk. People be out there. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of black people live out there. But it's safe to say that they don't want no problem with the community. They don't want to. They don't want to be no marches and all that shit going on out there. As you can see, they didn't want that going on at their hotel. They didn't want no marches and shit, and you know, people out there talking like, you know, they on some racist shit. You know, they did this to this black girl. They didn't want that. They was trying to clear the scene. They covered the shit out of this. A lot of people may not think it was for a reason where, you know, like it was just a reason on some, oh man, why would they cover this up for? No, it's bigger than what you think. They had a lot going on out there that could be jeopardized if it would have been outed that they had some shit like this that went on at their hotel. For real. I bet they feel like sometimes they probably shouldn't have covered it. But for whatever reason at that time in 2017, they covered this girl case up the way they did. It was some real shit going on. I don't know if it was politics, politicians, certain shit going on, who was in office. I think Trump was in office. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on, but it was a lot, you know. Because you got to think about it. They already having issues here and there from back in the day with the organ harvesting shit, all, you know, just different ties to that, even if people are trying to tie them to that. Even if they was dibbing and dabbing, this was nothing they needed to make it look like some bullshit. That's what I say. I tell people all day long, I say, if this was a case where people never came back for Kenneka, like say they would have just thought she went out and kicked it, you know what I'm saying, or left the hotel with somebody, they would have got rid of that girl. When you know, we would have never knew who she was. Now, that's when the organ harvesting would have kicked in. Because shit, they would have got rid of her. And then when people came up to the hotel, they would really stood on it like, shit, hey, she ain't here. Y'all could check this motherfucker front and back. She's not here. We only seen her that night, or blah, woo, woo. But they couldn't, when shit got to getting so involved to the point where we need them tapes, they knew that was going to come about. that them tapes was going to be needed. And they knew that they couldn't disclose the fact that she was on that footage. That was just too much footage to make disappear. We can't just make that part disappear, the gaps between this and that. They couldn't do that. So they couldn't just take her out of the footage. If it was that easy, they would just erase the whole piece of footage of her walking through the hotel, period, and said, this is what we got. Yeah, she ain't on none of the footage. She ain't walked through here or nothing. But they couldn't erase that because the motherfucker was like, well, what happened with this time and that time? You know, why does it stop right here and right here? So it's a lot of things, man. I just sit back and I question it, like, you know, what's the truth and what's the lies with this case, man? You know, and what the outcome might be. You know, is this an outcome that everybody gonna be expecting, or will we ever even get an outcome to this case? You know, will this girl get her justice? Because they ain't talking about making no Kenneka Jenkins, passing no Kenneka Jenkins bill at all. So what type of justice will she get? Or will she ever get it? Will Rosemont pull it off? I mean, they got, what, 5 years strong? So things to think about. Always got to remember how Rosemont was moving. I'll never forget it. I pay attention to it. When you look at the co-workers, that night, that shit was too strange. You know, a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people look at it the way I do, but I try to look at the fact that if we see Kenneka on that lower level walk out the double doors and go towards the hallway, what would make her go back? Like, what would make you go back through the kitchen? So obviously somebody wasn't harming you to make it where you didn't want to go back through this kitchen because you went back through the kitchen. So that let me know, you know what I'm saying, there wasn't no harm back that way. You know what I'm saying? Drunk or not, you wouldn't have turned around and went back that way if it was somebody harming you. So that just gave me the impression that somebody was right there at them double doors that we definitely couldn't see. You know, and if you felt comfortable with walking back through them double doors with somebody, the question is, who the fuck is that somebody? You know, that's really the whole thing. Who is that somebody that you felt that comfortable with? It's like, to me, man, who she felt comfortable with. Because it's like we see what's going on. You know, I can't get it in my head that this girl walked back that way. I mean, I don't know. Maybe y'all want to come up and politic and give me your feelings on it, because when I sit here and look at it, we see her literally walking a direction like she knew where she was going, where somebody told her. And then what's so crazy is this shouldn't have got to a point where you got people saying, oh, that wasn't her, and she didn't ever walk the halls of the... Listen to me, man. This shit ain't fabricated no other way than what it is, man. That girl definitely walked them hallways, man. My thing is, who would she sit here and follow? Samuel, what's good? Uncle G, what's good? What's going on, y'all? I see y'all in here with me, man. We just chopping some game, because when you sit here and look at these cases, man, it's weird, man. It's weird. The Jelani Day case, you know, and I said it from day one. I said, this case going to end up like a Kenneka Jenkins case. You know what I'm saying? It's like just going to be a mystery. Wow, what's up with this mystery with this shit? You know? This shit got me sitting here looking at, you know, Rosemont pulled off one of the biggest capers ever. And I always say that because they sat back and they played with the social media game. You know, they played with, you know, with They play the game on everybody. This shit spread it out within neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? This just then from neighborhoods to across the world to everywhere. But see, you know, I seen Uncle Fair video. I'm gonna have to check that. I'm gonna have to check that out, Nosy Bug, and look at it all the way. But I mean, I don't think a walk or anything is telling us nothing. I mean, I don't think that's telling us nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we see a video with her and her sister and walking through the hood, but shit, we don't even know when this. I mean, when was this video? You know what I'm saying? They did a lot of hanging out, anything. My key things is even with this video that I'm showing right now, you feel me? I'm showing y'all the footage. I think it's the 36-hour footage of this shit, right? We know for a fact this dude right here was down here, and you know, around a time where this girl was possibly coming through. You know what I'm saying? Through you know, let's look at the people who was actually in the same time frame, damn near, of this girl walking through this walking through this bottom part. You got the dude in the red that's working in the kitchen, cleaning up. You got the cleaning crew, the guy that got the backpack on his back, walking through the hallways. These are the times like this girl is heading down in this direction. So who ain't seen what? Who ain't seen what? How she walk? How you walk out these double doors and walk up these stairs with a backpack? How you sit back and go out these double doors, wear a shirt, and walk up these stairs and come back with a sponge or something in your hand? You feel me? And you come back down through the double doors, down through this way. If Kenneka supposedly walked through this kitchen and came back out another way, how y'all ain't seeing her? And then the question is, if y'all seeing her, why ain't nobody helping her? That's the thing. Why ain't nobody helping her, man? You know? And to not help her, I mean, the question is, what was y'all seeing? Was you seeing a girl that looked like she was intoxicated? Did y'all get a chance to understand who this girl was? Or did y'all just sit back and thought, oh, here go another hooker? You know, here go another little, you know, streetwalker. You know what I'm saying? That's up in this hotel, you know, selling ass. Because like I say, you got Rosemont that's known for a lot of that. They known for a lot of their prostitution. They known for a lot of their shit that they got going on. So the way she was set back and slumped in that freezer, she was treated like a prostitute. How they leave a prostitute laid out somewhere. Like, hey, ain't nobody gonna think about her. She just like a lot of them coming up here. You know what I'm saying? They grabbed the wrong girl. They fuck with the wrong girl. That's crazy. Even now to this day, right? You have people that actually worked at this hotel, even around this time. I done worked in the motherfucking facility, home care facility. You feel me? I done worked in places where people talk. The word somebody, man, listen. Y'all know damn well it's somebody that's still working at the hotel right now. I don't give a fuck if it's an old janitor, an old security, somebody old that knows something that's gonna sit back and be like, I was working here around that time. You talking about Lil Larry, the one with the curly hair that used to be the housekeeper? That's what I'm saying. Motherfucker gotta pull. Boy, I walk the Rosemont, bro. I want to listen to me. I want to eat breakfast the next morning. And I want to tell them I want to see who making my food. You feel me? I want to get them ingredients on how to make my breakfast. You know what I'm saying? The reason why is because I want to bump into somebody that's old. Let me bump into where's an old manager that used to work for this hotel that knew something. I mean, people is like kept secret behind this shit, man. For real. And all that can't come from no gangs and no kids. You got people, real live people that's like, even when we on social media and we talking about this shit, You don't never see people that pop out like, hey, I was working there. You know what I'm saying? Around that time, I actually, you know, worked a couple of shifts where I did housekeeping. You talk, y'all, that guy y'all talking about is such and such. You don't never hear none of this shit. This shit do not come out. Everything is kept like a secret to the fullest. Let's make it make sense. So, I mean, come on, man. We don't hear about none of like anybody. Like I challenge that. I challenge like if you worked at Rosemont at some point where you was a part of the housekeeping or someplace, sometime, I mean, pop out. Shit. Pop out. I mean, I know they just didn't have a whole, well, let's make it make sense. When we look at the housekeeper, he said he was the only black person that worked there at that time. Only black housekeeper or a black person is what he said that worked there. So, I mean, is Rosemont, do they hire a lot of illegal immigrants or some shit? I mean, are they hiring people under the table? I mean, are you housing majority of the people that you're hiring? I mean, what the fuck, what's going on? Because a lot of people didn't talk about this. I mean, even in the beginning, after a lot of stuff happened, you didn't have nobody from this job discussing this shit at all. And I don't think it's no big cult thing where, you know, they just this cult where they're just, you know, the workers and everybody is, you know, going with this shit. But I believe the reason a lot of workers had to shut up is because they seen a coworker with this girl. And to see a coworker with her, they knew this. That's why they said staff seen Kenneka. You feel me? Y'all just not saying who they seen Kenneka with. Because if you see a girl that's sitting here, motherfucking messed up, and she's just roaming through your hallway, certain staff, it was females working that night too. Even the girl that was behind the bar and all that different shit, it was girls working that night. So to sit back and not help her, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you see her stumbling and all this stuff, tripping over her feet, somebody would be like, hold on, slow down. You know what I'm saying? Let me get somebody to help you real quick. Or, you know, where are you going? You know, you can't go back this way. Staff seen her because they seen her with somebody. They just couldn't tell who they seen her with. Because who they seen her with is going to jeopardize shit. And it ain't the fact that he a big time person. It's just the fact that it's possibly the security guard. And let's just say possibly the housekeeper. Not on duty though. Housekeeper not on duty. But security guard on duty. You know? And I think when we get bits and pieces like of this footage, how we got it, the footage that we don't got is major footage of them being with her. You know what I'm saying? At some point she's released. You know what I'm saying? But released to walk off, to go to a direction, not in no fucked up way. I don't think she felt harmed until she got back through that kitchen. I don't think it was no harm that she felt because she was walking too comfortable, even with being drunk. Kenneka, I don't think Kenneka was all the way out of her mind. I think she had I think she knew what the fuck was going on. She knew what was going on. She just didn't know that once she got through that kitchen, that motherfuckers was on board towards that way. They was on that. And that's why that footage cut off. But I believe what we see is really what we see. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I think that at certain points of the footage that we don't see like people out of the camera? Yeah, because we never see what's ahead of her with her walking, except one video. And that's when she walked down that long hallway. We see what's ahead of her, but we don't know who was behind her when she popped out and just went on ahead and started walking down that hallway. We don't know who said what to her right there. Like, hey, look, walk down that way and I'm gonna meet you around there. I got to go, you know, meet up with such and such right here at the front desk. So I got to do this. No, just go down there. I'm finna go right. I'm gonna meet you right down that way. You know what I'm saying? All we know is we see her take off walking around that corner and take off walking straight down that long hallway. The same hallway that we see the guy vacuuming. You know what I'm saying? We see her just walk down that hallway till she just blank out, of just poof out of the camera at the end towards the middle of the hallway. But that's the only video we see with ahead of her. You know what I'm saying? But when you see her on that lower level, she couldn't been in no type of harm's way on that lower level because she walked back through the kitchen, walked out of there like she told him, I'm going to use the bathroom or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm finna go use the bathroom. I mean, sad to say how it looked. You know what I'm saying? Sad to say how it looked. You know, she stumbled to the bathroom and stumbled around the corner and bumped the stairs. But what she did do was make it back to walking through them double doors. Now, what we don't see is who's right there. And when you go past the double doors, I showed it's a camera right there where them chairs are stacked up at. I think that's Shondell Lane. That's the straight through the double doors. It's a camera right there. That camera right there would have showed Kenneka either coming through that door and would nobody be right there, and she just coming. And why wouldn't you show it? If y'all already show her walking through the hallway to make it more believable, just show us her coming through them doors, which the cameras right there would have showed it, and would nobody be right there, right? But y'all couldn't show us the video of her coming through the double doors because why? Somebody had to been right there. This is her whole reason for coming back through the double doors. Somebody had to been right there telling her, I can't, like, we can't see that person. And when we ask for that camera don't work. You see what I'm saying? That camera don't work. Ain't no other way to get to that other freezer where she was at. Where we see her walk through, and that's upstairs from the lower level. That's right upstairs. We couldn't. I mean, she didn't. To go back to the hallway, and to go back and walk around through the hallway and go upstairs is one thing. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see her do that. For her to know, to have the knowledge, to know, hey, walk down here, and it's a door right here. Around this corner, around that corner, and around this corner, it's a door right here to go up some stairs. That's going to take you to the other level upstairs. Kenneka didn't know that. Kenneka didn't work there. She didn't know that. Them kids didn't work there. They didn't know that. Even if they was doing some bullshit and they was involved, they didn't know to go all the way through that motherfucking back dock area and go up some stairs. That's where I'm sitting up here and I'm saying, if we could see that bullshit, that means the police could see this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The police could see this. Y'all could see that this girl ain't this fucked up where she didn't just walk back through here. Even when we see her on the lower level on the footage and she's walking back, she bumped the stairs, she walked and then walked back through that little hallway and went back through them double doors. How would she know to find a stairwell to take her upstairs with no help of nobody? That means she would have had to push every door open down in that motherfucker trying to figure it out because she already messed up. So her head popping back and forth and we see her, you know what I'm saying, hardly could step and take steps. How did she know? Because the police said that this is the route that she possibly took up them stairs. How she know to find that? That door, that wasn't a doorway that was open and it was some stairs where she could just walk up into it. That was a door that had a push thing on it where you push it open. You know what I'm saying? Like when you walking out of school doors and shit, you got to push, you push that open and walk into that stairwell to realize you upstairs. How would she know that? Without the help of somebody that already know this. How much do the housekeeper really do at this hotel? How much do the cleanup crew really do at this hotel? How many kitchens do y'all clean? Because I see y'all cleaning the kitchen right now. And this is right before she walked through this way. So how y'all didn't bump into this girl down here? But you got an upstairs kitchen that you got to possibly clean too, or you cleaned already. You know what I'm saying? So who, I mean, when you look at the play, this girl ended up upstairs in the kitchen, from upstairs from this area right here. How did Kenneka know to get up them stairs through that back area like that by herself? Because like you say, boss, Crown Plaza said that was the route she took. How did she know to take that route by herself without any help? She could have just came back through the double doors and walked through the hallways and went up them stairs. If Kenneka wanted to walk back through them double doors and go up them stairs to go to the second kitchen, she would have just walked up them stairs in the hallway after she walked out the bathroom. Easily. Those are stairs right there also. But in her state of mind that she was in at that time, some said, no, walk back through the back and find the door that has the stairs that leads you upstairs to the back dock area, street level. The kitchen we see her walking through. Kenneka was following somebody. Facts. They talking about that's the route she took. That was the route that she followed, the motherfucker. She followed them, man. And what we'll never see is the person in camera view that she's following. But she's following somebody. If it was any of her friends that she was following or these boys, they would have showed it. And they definitely would have knew to take her through the back dock area. They would have never did no shit like that. Before they did that, they would have took her to the back of the hotel. You feel me? Took her to the parking lot. They would have never sat back and took her to no back dock area and all this shit. They didn't know nothing about that. They didn't know nothing about that. To know about that is to work there. You feel me? Hell, I work at my job and I don't know where everything at. No, she didn't sit down and lay down, Shamaya, because she was on a mission. She was following somebody. That's why we don't see her sit down and lay down. She was following somebody. That was it. And to throw us off, what we get is the footage of her getting off the elevator on the lower level. Just skip the footage of her possibly being in the lobby, having a conversation. Because that tape could easily be thrown out. It was something before this. It just wasn't no her getting off on that lower level and just taking off walking. Hell no. Hell no. People don't want to get them stories right because, you know what I'm saying, you got to look at it. So much been said. But this girl had to come to that lobby. And I ain't even going off no case file because the case file is what the police gave us. Now, if the police sitting up here, y'all ain't plumb dumb. Y'all ain't set up here and just arrived on the scene of this, paying attention to what's going on, even knowing the fact that y'all came up here looking for her the first time, and then had to be called back and come back to this girl being in the freezer. Y'all stop playing with me, man. Y'all would have covered all them bases the first time. Freezers and shit would have been checked the first time. You know what I'm saying? All that is the overlay for the underplay, man. They prepared what they need. They had to get that shit right, man, to present it. That's it. You know? Can't sit back and say, like I say, it's a hard pill to swallow when you talk about it because you want to sit back and think that that all police ain't like, you know, you only hear about the shit in the movies, you know, the corrupt police station. You know what I'm saying? They sit back and conspire to help the hotel to, you know, shit, man. Listen to me, man. Better pay attention to how this shit going on. And it wasn't no big, I don't think, like I say, once again, I don't think it was no big conspiracy or no shit like that. It's just the fact they had something going on. You know, they had business going on. Probably too much business going on at that time. You know? And this was just something that we couldn't afford. We you know, a lot of shit was going on. Black kids getting shot down, shit going on. They tried to literally persuade us to think that this was these kids and this was their involvement. This girl, you know, was like this and like this. Come on, man. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. And they do this with all these cases, man. They sit back and they push it off like, look, it ain't like this and it didn't happen like this. Well, give us everything. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean it like that, but get a family everything. Let them know what's going on. It shouldn't be no reason people should be catching shit and finding this shit and having to go sit back and try to get shit researched, this and this. Hell no. And we had never had original footage. So I believe when you go get footage looked at and doing all that different shit, only a person that's looking at the footage from what's being presented and it ain't the original, they can't pick that apart. You got to have an original footage and everything. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. Like I say, I listen to people talk about this case and they got so many different narratives, all the way down to, you know, they involve the mom, they involve this person and this person saying they know this or this and this. Man, I'm a Rosemont, boy, y'all pulled off one of the biggest capers, man. And it's only right that Kenneka gonna get her justice. It's only right. She gonna get it. She gonna get it because that's how God works. You know, a lot of shit he just don't let fly. You know, so somehow that's gonna slip up. But I think the major thing these days is the light is shining so bright on Rosemont and what's going on. And now everything is being so open to this organ harvesting and sex trafficking and all the shit that's going on. I mean, shit, it's safe to say Rosemont is like the shark pit of a lot of things. You know, and people don't look at it like that. But shit, let's think about it. We got the airport that's right there. It's easy to move in and out, do what you got to do. Any motherfucker that had done something in the city, what the first thing they trying to do? Head to the airport. Get the fuck out of town. You know what I'm saying? So when you sitting here and y'all possibly corrupt as what people are saying, look how easy it is to be corrupt. When you can move in and out and make plays and do this and do that. Shit, hell, they could have, if that was the case, they could have put Kenneka in a suitcase and had a motherfucker come in there and walk out like she was a piece of luggage and got on a plane with her. And she would have woke up in the whole, you know what I'm saying? Ended up in a whole other state some motherfucking well. I mean, man. All that shit tied to one, man. All of it tied to one. She was just in an environment that wasn't safe. That wasn't safe for her. For real. For somebody to be on something like that, that shit was on their mind. That shit was on their mind, point blank. I mean, to each his own. Everybody got their own opinion. Whether something happened to her or didn't, I feel like something happened to her. I feel like she was approached. You know what I'm saying? But for her to be approached the way she was, that was on somebody's mind to do. Like, man, you know, they didn't want to take no for an answer. And I don't believe it was just one person. Definitely believe it had to have been two people. Cause she would have gave one person hell. Facts. She would have put up a fight with one person. For real. She would have scratched the shit out of somebody or something. She was being restrained. You know. And it's still, when you sit here, you look at her pictures of her in the freezer, how her hand was left in that position. Either she had something in her hand or she was holding somebody. She passed on holding her killer's arm. Facts. I don't know, Samuel. I don't know. A lot of shit, man. Listen to me. Like I say, sometimes you gotta sit back and just look at a lot of shit for what it is, man. I've been sitting here and I've been looking at this case up and down, up and down. That's why I ain't really been politicking on it like that. Because, you know, and this ain't nothing that I'm doing new because I'm on some new shit. I've been on this case just as long as everybody else paying attention. I just went YouTube and then doing no shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? Just looking at it and paying attention to it all the way up to now. It's 2022. And we're sitting here still talking about this case. And to pick it all the way apart and to come up with everything you could possibly come up with to try to be like, oh, this happened or that happened. To sit up here and look at it for what it is now, Rosemont, y'all a trip, man. Y'all a trip. For real. Y'all are a trip. Y'all sat back and covered that shit swell. You look up and you try to figure out, let me type in Franz Cave and see, does he have a social media? See, does he has this, has that? Because we're living in an everyday world. This shit is happening. Everybody is living everyday life. They're going places, they're having fun, they living a free life. You know, people get money, people doing their shit. You type in a Franz Cave and you can't find them at all. But then you think about people who know these people. And then you think about social media and how much these people are being talked about on social media. It's like these motherfuckers never come out the dark. They never come out the dark. A lot of shit, man. It's some sinister shit that go on that a lot of people don't take heed to. I guess because, you know, they don't run across it. You don't never know until it hits your doorstep. And that's real. You never know until that shit hits your doorstep. That's why I try to sit back and I don't try to say what wouldn't happen or what can't happen. Just like when it come down to the police, we're working with Rosemont. You know, it's a big business. We're looking at a big business. When I say big business, we never know what the hell involved. We got people that die in Chicago all day long. I'm talking about ton of, like, bodies stack up. You give it a good week or a weekend, like this summer, oh man, shit finna stack up. Bodies finna be everywhere because that's what it is. And a lot of these people, parents either dead, that's why these little niggas in the street the way they is, or strung out on drugs. So unless people trying to get GoFundMes for little John, shit, a lot of these boys motherfuckers just getting, hey, they either getting cremated or what we're being told is they're cremated and money is being made. Body harvesting. It's a big business, man. It's a big business. And to sit back and be involved in it is an even bigger business. So I don't just put the Kenneka Jenkins case in the whole situation as the body harvester. I believe her situation just knocked on the door of what they already had going on. You know, and if she wouldn't have been a person who people was looking for, especially within them hours, she would have turned around and been a part of the situation that she knocked on the door to. You know, let's go ahead and get up out of here, get rid of her real quick. Shit, what the fuck going on? But hey, that's what it is. Because all of it was, you know, they didn't think that they was gonna have to shut this girl up. They thought they had them one. Even if Kenneka was agreeing to somebody trying to persuade her to do something, to go to the back of that whole, the back towards that freezer. Once the shit started trying to take place, she wasn't on that. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't on that. That's just what it was. Somebody wasn't going. So people say what they want to. People talk about these cases, you know, these crazy cases, Jelani days and Kenneka Jenkins, and people try to figure out, hey, you know, shit, hey, you know, the shit gonna come out, or this and this and that. But half of this stuff, man, just hope you ain't dead and gone when it do. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to look up and tell my kids, I remember that case. You know what I'm saying? I remember that shit was, you know, I just don't want to sit back and see the people who was involved in it old and dead, you know, so they passed on, or they on breathing machines, or Teresa got to be a very old woman to get her justice. You know what I'm saying? I want to sit back and see this shit, you know, do a whole jump start. Like, man, look, you know, because I believe it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. Something gonna slip up within the shit that they was doing. You know, it ain't gonna come out between no kids and nothing like that. I believe this shit gonna yeah, I'm pretty. Look, Samuel, that's the thing. It ain't the fact that she can know whatever went down. She got to prove it. They got to prove it, because Rosemont got this shit covered. They know how they play. They was able to get rid of footage, dummy up certain things, shut a few people up, and there you go. Shit. Did we ever get a statement from the guy cleaning up this kitchen? Did they question him because the girl walked down there? Did they question the other guy that's walking around down there also? That's what I'm saying. Why we ain't get no, why they ain't question none of these people? Because she was down there around these people. That's why when they say, oh, staff seen her, they the motherfuckers that are seeing her. You know what I'm saying? But certain motherfuckers seen that girl. It's just y'all don't want to tell who y'all seeing her with. That's it. Or, I mean, seeing her with, or what y'all participated in. But this is the shit that people not looking at. You know what I'm saying? People gotta look at the fact that they sat back and set a play and fooled everybody. But it was so easy to. It was so easy to. It was easy to sit up here and trick everybody into looking at this shit like, oh man, other people did this shit to her. Hell no. Not me. Not me. You can't think that. If you're gonna think that, then you're gonna think you gonna believe that Jelani Day jumped in the water, stripped naked and jumped in the water too, right? Just for no damn reason, and committed suicide. I ask you a question there, right? If Kenneka walked in this freezer, who turned it on? I know she ain't turned the freezer on herself. And I thought this was a freezer that wasn't working. So who cut this freezer on knowing that this baby just walked in here? We just chatting right now. We just politicking, man. And the reason I say that, because a lot of y'all got a lot of good points when it come down to this shit, man. A lot of y'all look at this shit. Everybody look at it different. And you gotta look at everybody's opinion when it come down to it. And shit, a lot of people got a lot of good opinions, man. You know, a lot of people got some credible shit to say. You sit back and you look at it. That shit. These are the things that you question. These are the things that you question. Who the hell cut that damn freeze on that girl? After the fact. And what did they think the freezer part was gonna do? Besides, I guess freezer. I mean, what the hell? And I thought you have to cut the freezer on from the roof. Right? So if you got to cut the freezer on from the roof and this freezer is on, that got to be a play that the police was a part of. Were they trying to make this scene look like the freezer was cut on? And I mean, was she just found in this freezer regular? You know what I'm saying? With the situation that had happened to her. And was this a part of the police setting the scene with the hotel? Like, well, hey, look, let's make it look like she walked in the freezer and it was on. I can see that. I can see that all day. Yeah, this case will throw you for a loop. But you can't ever forget the fact that hotel security was roaming them hallways also. This is the whole thing. When I heard T.Y.'s live and that dude hollered out, France, say everything chill, just cut the music down. That right there alone let me know that he was in tune with this party. He had knowledge of this party and he was in tune with this party. So if you're in tune with this party enough to tell them to cut the music down, and you don't tell them yourself, you were led through somebody else, y'all was good. Y'all was good. Now, what would make the hotel be bold enough, not the hotel, but security, to be bold enough to approach Kenneka in the hallway? This could work two ways. If Kenneka turned around and went down to the lobby, like everybody said, we know Gray Blazer in the front at the lobby. We know that. We know that for a fact. We know Gray Blazer is in the front and he's in the lobby. Dude with the gray blazer. That's behind the desk. These are the people we got to focus on. We know, we see him and France interacting a lot that night behind that front desk. We know France disappeared at one point. We would see Gray Blazer disappear at one point behind that desk. This is what we know. This is what we see. So if Kenneka made it down to that lobby amongst two men, and she's in the conditions that she's in, that state, what do you think the conversation was with her? because when you look at it, KJ, like I say, if she made it to this hallway and she, once she made it to the hall, the first thing that come into mind, made it to the lobby, the first thing that comes into mind is, she's talking to these, she's talking to anybody, front desk or friends, you know what I'm saying? Her friends, it kind of makes sense. And I'll tell you why. They got the video. Okay. They got a video, right? And you see, if anybody, up on their videos when it comes to Kenneka shit, y'all remember the video with Monifa and Shemaya sitting down in the lobby. In the corner of the screen, you see the guy, I don't know if he was a security or whatever, he got the big beard, bald head white dude with the big beard. He's talking to the old man with the red jacket. The little short man, little gonzo looking dude, got the red long trench coat on. They talking right there in the corner of the screen. Just before 5 a.m. Now, when you see Monifa and Shemaya come down into that lobby, they look around, right? They look around, and then they sit down for a second. And then you see the old man and the dude with the bald head turn around and look back at them so you see them look back at them. But the reason I'm catching them looking back at them because all this is on footage. The girls not even paying attention to them, but they paying attention to the girls. But the dude got his back towards the girls. So Shemaya and Monifa get up and they head downstairs, which would be the lower lobby. They head downstairs and they get to looking down that way. Right before this is what we see. Kenneka get off that lower level elevator. But right before she get off the elevator, you see Big Beard that's in the kitchen. I mean, that's in the lobby talking to the dude with the red jacket. You see him walk downstairs, the same stairs Kenneka could have walked up when she passed the ramp. You see him walk down them stairs and walk up the hallway like Kenneka did, but he walked back and came back and went up the stairs. That was what he did. Right before this, you see Franz Cave coming back and forth. You know what I'm saying? You see him coming back and forth down there. Now, if the girls are being correct about what they're saying, they not lying. Because on the video, they come down to the lobby like, what the fuck Kenneka at? They look around like, what the fuck? And then they walk downstairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, did she get off down here? Or did she, you know what I'm saying? Did she get off down here? You know what I'm saying? It's like, did she, like they didn't even watch her get off the elevator. Like, they didn't watch her. Like, they was on that 9th floor and they was talking and Kenneka was like, well, I'm finna go downstairs to the lobby. Like they went back in the room and their last thought was Kenneka's going downstairs to the lobby. If that's correct, what they saying, then you got the footage of Kenneka making it to this lobby that they don't want to show or didn't want to give us. Because that footage is going to show who she's interacting with before she get off on that lower level. That's all I've been saying. I've been looking at, like, that footage right there in that lobby is going to show who she interacted with for her to even get on that elevator and get off on a lower level to start taking off and walking. We'll never get that. We'll never get that. And the only reason you got the friends that sit back and say they feel a certain type of way is because they know that she was fucked up and they should have let her just take off by herself. So if you look back at all the shit that was coming out, all they kept saying was, Kenneka went down to the lobby. Kenneka was in the lobby. She was in the lobby, then she disappeared. Only motherfucker we knew that was in that lobby was the Gray Blazer and France K running around that lobby. So, you know, we could look at it one way or we could look at it another way. But I'm sticking to the hotel did this shit. I'm sticking to the hotel, man. I'm gonna drop this link in the chat, see what y'all feel. You know, feel free to come up, talk y'all shit, man. Let me know how you feel. Don't come up here talking crazy though. Don't talk about the, you know, it was a little baby in the kitchen and, you know, he was in a headlock on a platter and shit. You know, we ain't gonna do that. But, you know, we can talk about it because I know a lot of y'all study this shit, man. Y'all ain't sitting back just steady looking at videos about Kenneka Jenkins if y'all weren't studying it y'all damn selves and trying to figure it out. You know, a lot of this stuff is like a puzzle that got to be put together. And now I'm gonna continue to say that. And it's a lot of key pieces that's out here that has been like connected. You know what I'm saying? You know, one thing we did connect and piece together is that the kids didn't have no involvement. I ain't even say kids, the young adults. Shit. One thing I did say is what we just seen recently about T.Y. and things that he had going on in 2017. T.Y. and them couldn't have did his shit. T.Y. was killing motherfuckers, shooting motherfuckers in the head in their neighborhood. So he damn sure when it took all of it in no Rosemont. T.Y. and them was gonna do that wherever they was at. Shit, not in no Rosemont. Whatever happened in Rosemont was just some out of nowhere shit. Somebody else with their own intentions. These are things we got to look at. The reason I'm showing y'all this footage, and I'm just letting it play, because a lot of this shit y'all got to look at, man. Look at the actions of these people and what they got going on, working and shit. Everything that leads up into what everything leads up to. This is what you got to look at. People got to moving funny. Workers got to moving funny. Even afterwards, this is going to play even a Saturday, the next day, and show you how everybody was moving around on that Saturday. That's what I'm saying, Samuel. They listen to me. Anything that could have showed us who was a part of this, they said the cameras didn't work. And that's a fact. If she would have, when she walked through them double doors back through that lower level, they said that camera didn't work. Them stairs that Rosemont said in the case file that she walked up them stairs, it was a camera right there. They were so dumb. Why say that? But I guess they figure, hey, tell them that camera didn't work too. So everything that, like, okay, so the cameras, the little cameras that we see in the hallway, the ones that y'all do have that work, those important. So you telling me the ones that y'all didn't have work, y'all didn't get them fixed, or y'all just disregarded those, like those wasn't important? Shit, these the ones, shit, this camera, the camera in the back dock area where the stairs is, where they said she could have walked up them stairs. That camera right there could show who's sneaking in and out the hotel, who's stealing inventory, who's stealing shit from the dock area through the kitchen. Because, man, the kitchen area right there, you can just walk through the kitchen doors and walk through the other doors, and you in the dock area where you can walk outside. So, nah, that shit crazy. That shit crazy. What's going on, Chloe? Sajay, what's the business? What's good? What's good, y'all? Get them likes up, man. We just having a conversation, man. I'm just riding with y'all, man. We riding right now. You know, I'm sitting here trying to figure out, hey, and boss, if you still in the building, man, you might want to be around for the second live, man. Y'all, I'm doing the second live at about probably about 10 o'clock. Got something we're gonna talk about. You know, it's a special live because it's some shit, man, that I just want to discuss that I feel like, you know, I looked at, came across on the internet, and I paid attention to it. And I just want to discuss it, man, because this just crazy shit going on. But other than that, you know, it struck me strange when they said that about the Jelani case the other day, because they was trying to basically say, you know what I'm saying? And for the people in the chat, I don't know if y'all seen it. I'm going to show it again. But they was basically saying in so many words that they found DNA on his clothes that didn't match to him. And they can't get into his cell phone because it's an iPhone 12. And his messages in his phone that should tell, you know, who was involved with this situation with him. But then, you know, it was pages ripped out of this boy diary at one point, and they trying to make it look like this boy committed suicide. They got the game fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Check and see who DNA is on his clothes. If y'all gonna do some real investigation, see who DNA is on this boy clothes, man. First. Or are y'all scared that the DNA gonna come back to somebody who y'all don't want to get in trouble? Who kid is this? Who kid is this for real? And I say that because, you know, Jelani Day, you know what I'm saying? He was a gay male, you know, and ain't nothing wrong with, you know, ain't nothing wrong with gay people. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's your own prerogative. That's what it is. But when you can sit up here and possibly be messing with somebody and they don't want that shit to come out, then there you go. We don't know what then went on. Somebody didn't want something to come out in the Jelani Day case. I'm going to just say that. You know, I ain't going to let that shit die down. It was something in that case that they didn't want to come out. They wanted that secret. You see that man just touched dude butt on this video? See, Rose might be with some silly, some freaky deaky shit. Hey, hold on. Rose went on some freaky shit. Hold on. Hey, man, dude gonna touch that man bottom piece, man. I don't know what they on up in here. But look at the two workers with the white on that's gonna stand right here by each other. Dude gonna palm that man ass, man. So I'm saying. Shit, they ain't gonna tell on each other about touching on each other. They definitely ain't gonna tell on nobody about that damn Kenneka Jenkins. See, that's why you gotta look at these videos close. That boy just palmed that man whole butt cheek. Type of shit y'all got going on out here at Rosemont, man. Type of infidelities and freaky deaky shit y'all had going on. Old nasty, freaky goof ass. That's what they on out there. And y'all touching each other ass in a kitchen area. You got to touch people's foods and shit, and you palming coworkers' asses. No, I am, but not at work. Goddamn, they in the kitchen. I ain't got no problem with. Listen to me. Once again, I don't have no problem. That's your preference. That's what it is. But y'all at work, man. You at work. The same. Look, check this out. You see the dude right here with the white jacket on, standing right here, right? Another dude is gonna walk up there next to him, and they're gonna get to looking at the board together and talking. Notice how the other dude grabs this man's ass and palm it. Now, what I'm saying is, hey, if y'all on y'all own freaky dicky things, do y'all shit. But why y'all gotta be at work touching people breakfast and shit after you done palmed Jose ass in the kitchen area? That's all I'm saying. And then he gonna do it when that dude with that black leave out. Watch. That's why he wait. I'm telling you, this is just out of pocket, man. This is out of pocket. This is the freaky shit Rose might be having going on. You got to pay attention to these brothers. Shit. The kitchen staff out there, if the kitchen staff touching on each other, they don't give a damn what had happened up in there. They don't want their shit to come out. I wonder if they knew they was on camera doing this. Because he did it right on camera. That's fucking crazy. Jose needs love. Chloe. Chloe talking about Jose needs love.
Love does not have boundaries. At work, on the clock, it don't have time clock. How you know?
Yeah, work it do.
How you know he didn't wash his hands before he be touching everything else? Actually, you don't even see him touch stuff, just the booty. That's all.
But still, though, that was just nasty as hell.
Yes, that was a big. Everybody had a cow when they saw that in the beginning. I was like, fuck it. As long as he ain't touching my man, we'll be all right.
Now he's gonna touch somebody's breakfast.
My mouth is on fire right now. I made these hot wings. Oh.
No, but I was just saying.
Now, here, let me give you a little bit. Let me give you a little piece of information about that footage that you're looking at. Okay.
Right.
All right. See where they're looking at the board right there on the right, right? It's a pegboard, bulletin board type thing. They got like the menus and whatever, you know, what they order this, some stuff, we out of this stuff, whatever, right? If you're standing there facing that board, to the right of it is a door that goes into a cooler. Okay. And then you have the entrance door. So that shows you how far inset the camera is in this kitchen. The camera is not against the wall. That's why when we see Kenneka walk out of here on this camera, when she leaves out of this kitchen, you barely catch the top of her head on the bottom right corner. It's because that camera is inset into the kitchen. If you were able to, that bottom little corner of that table down here at the bottom, if you were able to be standing right there and turn to the left, you would see straight down a little walkway, kind of where Kenneka came from. That other kitchen where we see the camera where she's coming from the left to the right.
Okay.
We just see her. That's what's down that way. So it's this kitchen right here is a big size kitchen. You could actually say it's like 3 kitchens in one.
Yeah, because we don't see the whole other side of the kitchen.
That's what's on that other camera. On that one where we see Kenneka walking from the left to the right. And then back there past the van, that's a whole other kitchen back there. Mostly back there, they kind of like wash the dishes like they do off to the left, but they like stack them up back there. But still, that's how big that kitchen is. Like when you see the stacked up chairs out in the hallway.
Hey, y'all look. He finna grab his ass, y'all.
Booty.
He finna grab his ass, y'all. Y'all seen that? What the hell?
There's my husband.
That's some terrible shit going on in
I
Rosewood.
can't. I gotta show my love too. As long as they ain't touching none of my men's booties, we all right. Don't nobody try to make me eat no fish tacos. We all right. We good.
That's crazy. So.
All right, dude. Hey, I gotta hop off here though. I got about 35, 40 minutes. I ain't finished.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I got pregnant the other night. You missed it.
Oh no.
Over there on Boss Blake's side.
Oh, I was over there.
Yes. Oh, that's right. You were in and out. You was in and out. That's right. I still got that song in my head. I'm still ovulating, I think. I don't know. Let me get off here.
That's all right.
All right.
Nah, y'all. But these kitchen areas is crazy. I mean, when you sit here, you check out these people, man. These people are in this hotel. They was around this hotel. They seen what the hell was going on. They know what was going on with KJ. They seen who they seen with this girl. They definitely weren't sitting here um, blind to the fact that she was just walking through their hotel. You had staff that seen her. Even with her walking through this kitchen, this is a busy kitchen. She walked right through this kitchen. And then we see her walk out of this kitchen. You feel me? In the midst of this, though, is somebody in here cleaning this kitchen. That's what I'm saying. Y'all can't sit up here and lie to us like that, man. And you got people that really want to believe that it was fake Kennekas and it was played, set, and it was this person doing this. Hell no. Hell no. Now you're giving them time they don't got. For real. I'm playing this video because it's gonna get to the lobby area. It's gonna get to the lobby area. And it's just playing all type of shit. But once the lobby area show, you know, they definitely gonna show just the movements, man. You get a chance to sit up here and watch how these people was maneuvering around, even on that Saturday. Like I say, Saturday is an important day because they knew they had to present her on the 10th, which would have been that Sunday. So at the end of the day, Saturday, they knew that girl was in that freezer. They knew. They definitely knew. Too many of them too active down here in this kitchen area to not know that she was coming through this kitchen or seen her. You got a cleanup crew that's cleaning up after everybody off of work. And they're here cleaning up wee hours in the morning. Ain't no way y'all to see her. Ain't no way y'all didn't see her like we see y'all on the footage. For real. That's the shit you gotta sit here and look at, man. See, it's easy for me to get on here and say a bunch of shit that's gonna make y'all have the oohs and ahs and yeah, and lie about a bunch of shit. Like this woman right here in this kitchen. I think she was a black female that worked there. They just showed a piece of her. I don't know if they're gonna show her again, but that was somebody I was looking at also. But it's easy for me to sit up here and tell y'all all type of shit that's gonna have y'all like blah 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 this and this, but I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna do that, man. I'm looking at this shit just like y'all looking at this shit. If we're gonna look at it, we're gonna look at it right. You know what I'm saying? Look at it and try to figure out the only way possible a lot of this crazy shit went on. But I'm not finna sit up here. Yeah. What you say, Shemaya, right? You say, do they have witness statements in the file? Yeah, they got witness statements in the file, but it's only the statements that they provided. You know what I'm saying? They got statements where they talk to the housekeeper, the black dude I was talking about. They got statements where they discussed a lot of shit with different people, but to sit back and look at what the case file is, or how it's presented, and make you look at it two ways. Either y'all can tell us the truth, or y'all a part of a big ass lie. You know. See, I know somebody said they seen her walking, but a lot of these people won't even come out and even say nothing, Samuel. Oh no, we didn't get none of their type of statements. It was only statements that they got from the kids. They got a statement from the security guard, of course, the beverage manager. They hollered at the housekeeper, the black dude, and they talked to the kids. That was it. They didn't talk to the front desk dude with the gray blazer. They didn't talk to none of these people working in this kitchen. They didn't even talk to the overnight cleaning crew who was in there, who was really like out there. So we only got a few employees. Like maintenance made a statement, but front desk, no. I think we didn't get a statement from the front desk, did we? Maintenance, front desk, security. No. So that's what I'm saying. It's like not Gray Blazer. What was his name? That's what I'm saying. Like statements that was made from key people. I guess we didn't ever get their names because the Gray Blazer, we didn't know who he was, the chubby dude. I'm being held for organs. I live in Miami. They made a story about me, trying framing and killing me. That's what I'm saying. Shamaya, when you sit here, you look at, Shamina, when you look at this case, it show you right there how the police missed all this. You know what I'm saying? How did y'all miss all this shit? Or did y'all deliberately miss this shit? That's what I say. It's the help. When you look at the help and the shit, the cover up, there you go. It ain't even hard to figure out because it ain't hard to figure out. Yo. Hello?
Hey.
What's going on, Claude?
It's cutting in. I was trading pages here and it cut me in and out. Okay. The ones that we actually got like a half a paragraph was the ones that the front desk that did the card transaction. Okay. Now they did in one of the police reports, they did speak about talking to the other one, the one you're talking about. But as far as like you said, what's their names? I'm gonna say it like this. The only reason why anybody knows any of their names is because people like myself that went to go find out. Now we ain't found out all the names, but that's the only reason why people even know who's because we went and did that digging and we found out ourselves. Now, some of them, yes, were easier because they left it uncovered up, and some of them they weren't. But as far as some of the reports were never put into the file for our viewing. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, yes, those employees were talked to, but for whatever reason, they didn't find it necessary, if you will. And if you think about it, honestly, back then when hey Charlize, when the case was popping and everything, and when they actually decided that, you know what, we're just going to give them the case file to the public so they'll shut up and leave us alone, the public was hounding about the party goers. And that's maybe, this is my speculation, but that may be why they included those statements versus not other ones.
Because they was talking about the party goers. And see, that's what I'm saying. The focus.
No, but I'm not saying like to put an evil eye on them, but because that all the people, I had a stranger contact me the other day, yesterday. He wanted to know how to get in touch with Teresa or somebody, whatever, because he had information. Okay. So, okay, so I'm talking to the guy because, believe it or not, I get these calls all the fucking time. He says, well, I called the FBI and I called the Chicago unit because of something with the Rosemont unit, whatever. And they didn't even want to hear what I had to say. And I says, they're not going to. Y'all don't understand.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that because they done heard so much.
The public has already ruined any of those chances because it was the public that kept picking up the phone and calling everybody and blowing them up and feeding them all kinds of crazy shit. Now, the guy that did this, I'm not saying that he was saying anything crazy. He wasn't. But you got to understand, you think that if you don't see something, I mean, if you see something in the footage, don't you think the FBI and everybody else on God's green planet saw it too?
So what did he say he saw?
Kenneka wobbling down the hallway, and then when she walked into the kitchen, she was walking straight.
What?
And something as simple as that. You've got tens of thousands of people out here, Brazy, that really think they're the only ones that noticed that. They really do believe that. When you hear these people say, y'all don't understand, I stayed up at night, I had dreams about this girl, they really think they're the only ones. And depending on who these people are, depending on how much action did they take, So yeah, a lot of them were blowing up the PD's number, the FBI's number, the hotel's number. I mean, I'm talking millions of calls. Hell, we were writing letters, emails, all kinds of stuff. And so when this got released, voluntarily, should I say, by the Rosemont PD, it was because that's what the public was bitching and crying about, was the party attendees, more so than anybody else. Them kids set her up. Look at your old boy. Monifa set her up and the hotel covered it up. Monifa. Lord, y'all give Monifa a penny for every time y'all heard her name shouted out. Please. Her baby will have a full college degree already paid for before he gets to high school.
Facts.
That's what I'm saying. So you got to understand, and I don't fully understand still, because county to county worldwide, and I do mean that county to county worldwide, each has its own rules set in place as far as the FOIA request. Some of them's going to give them to you free. Some of them's going to charge you an arm and a leg. Some of them's not going to give you this. They're going to find every reason in the world not to give you something. And the other one's going to let you have everything they probably shouldn't even let the public have. They're all different. And I've gotten this experience by doing different cases, dealing with different counties. Now, what you have to do is you have to learn. You got to go get some education. It's called work. It's free, but it's still. Go research, what does Cook County FOIA requests allow and don't allow. Once you learn that, and make sure that you understand the words that you're reading, even if you have to Google it up, then you can find out what it is that you can actually go and do your own FOIA request for and get the documents yourself.
Now people that's listening, is y'all here? She's telling y'all how to do this shit.
We did it. Y'all can do it too. Come, I got you. Let me show you what you can do with your mouth. Come here.
I'm telling you.
Man done got me pregnant again just because he got my twins over there. Anyway.
I just sit back and...
what I'm saying, though, and people don't understand that you got to first understand that FBI has to have jurisdiction. They can't just step in. It's the same way like the CIA, the TABC, everybody, if it's alphabets after their name, they got to have jurisdiction. Don't you think that if any of those employees or family members of any of these authorities with alphabets after their name, their wife was watching, look, baby, you work at the FBI headquarters. Did you see this girl about this young black girl that did you see this, baby? You know how corrupt they are out there in Rosemont. So you think the wife ain't gonna beat up the husband, telling him, look at this and look at this, and the husband gonna go ahead, look, baby, let me explain to you something. You see what I'm saying? So once people start understanding those things a little bit better, they can take a lot of the conspiraciness and shove it to the side so they can concentrate more on where the real issues really were.
I think a lot of people want justice so bad. In their eyes, they want it to be, you know, they want it to be how they picture it. Yeah, anybody and how they picture it, you know. And I'm guilty of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I sit up here and I look at a case like this and I try to wrap my mind around it and be like,
yep,
how could this be something that was just as simple as her walking in the freezer? So we know that this girl,
like I told you earlier today, you know, I don't believe that, but at the same time, that is the only thing that I have found that we could come close to possibly proving, and then that's still going to be circumstantial evidence by going by the shadows and stuff on the wall, you know, when she passed by there, that type of thing. As far as all the rest of it, there's no evidence of nothing that all these people say. Nothing.
Yeah, like real talk. Ain't no evidence of nothing. Like I sit here and I say it because the only thing that we have is what these people presented. The only thing that we sit back and we see is what people that came up with throughout the years and what they did posted up and what they did tried to piece and put together. But none of it come out to be facts. None of it come out to be facts. But then what they want us to believe is facts is what they gave us. And when I say they, I say the Rosemont police, you know? And once again, you want to believe that this Rosemont Police Department is not corrupt and they didn't, you know, connect with this hotel and help cover this up. You want to believe that because you want to believe that we don't deal with a type of a crooked system like that. That'd be just that crooked. And then if so, why would they do a big cover up for this girl? Like what was so big about her that they had to cover all this up? Man, look, you don't get no cover up like this. Even if we see all this shit and we all question, like Kenneka, we see her walk in a freezer, but the pictures we see don't add up to how she walked in there.
Not, we don't see her walk in the freezer.
No, we don't see her walk in the freezer. We see her walk through the kitchen
in the direction of the
in the direction
area.
of the area. But what I'm saying is, from what we see of her, and then what we see how she was left, it don't add up. I know Kenneka clothes weren't that dirty walking through that kitchen. And I know her hair wasn't wild and everything walking through that kitchen. But when we sit back and we see the pictures from the case file and we see how she was found and left in that kitchen, in that freezer, she don't look like how she did when she walked back there.
Yeah.
So we know that something had to take place in order for her to look like this. You know? That right there alone is a cover up. Because if you look at even if you got the police and they're looking at double back and looking at the videos and they take a look at her as she's walking through this kitchen, the first thing they're gonna say is, well, why the hell does she look like this instead of looking like that?
Well,
we see her, you know.
And that's what I was saying when I said earlier. We all agree with that, you know, and we did what we felt like was the best that we could do by putting our money together to have an expert analyze it. But the bottom line is, whether we like it or not, even though the footage came directly from Rosemont, it's still a copy. It's not the actual hard drive, so they can only tell us so much.
That's what I'm saying. So to have the actual hard drive is where our answers will be
That may
answered
not
at.
even happen, because guess what? This is something somebody told me, or fact check when I was working with Fact Check TV. Jasmine said it, and I still 100% to this day agree with it. It's shitty, but I agree with it. It was not the hotel's job to tell the cops the procedure of how to collect that footage. The cops handed Rosemont 2 little bitty stick flash drives and said, "Here, give us the footage," which was not even big enough to cover the amount of footage. They had to keep. That's why they had to keep coming back. So the hotel did that. That's what they did. They gave them exactly what they asked for. Bottom line. Oh, you make it. Okay. I'm sorry.
That shit crazy, man.
Who has the actual hard drive footage? It may not even exist anymore because, all right, like this is how it works. That footage system. Okay. Like if you have your cell phone linked to, well, damn it, take it back up. If you have your cell phone linked like to Google Photos, to automatically every picture you take with your cell phone automatically goes to Google Photos, right? So that's good. It's always going to be there. Your phone can get destroyed. It's still going to be there. Okay. This company, they have their account set up where each client has X amount of gigabytes storage.
Okay.
And so it's set up to where, okay, after X amount of time, they delete the old stuff and they put up the new stuff. So that way it's got to make space, because they can only, you can't have an unlimited amount of storage. Like, you see what I'm saying? And since the cops, at least there's no record of the cops ever going in and getting that hard drive. They may have and just didn't tell us. We don't know. But from the information that we were given or provided through the FOIA request, state that the hard drives were never collected. And therefore, if the hard drives are not collected, then certainly there's no way to recover it after all this amount of time.
Damn. It's it's hard. It's
not
like,
like the
man.
old days at the gas station where we had the VHS tapes and we would just save those tapes up on the shelf and go buy 6 more pack and put, record over those. It's not like that.
You sit up here.
No, they don't record on top of footage. There's no recording of footage. Okay, there's just like everybody says, we want the real tapes. Rewind the tapes. All that. There's no tapes. Your phone ain't got no tape in it. Your phone has a little storage. When that storage is full, you got to do something. You got to empty it so you can get some more. When you empty it, it's gone. That's it. Period.
It's crazy because how easy it was to sit back and get rid of that footage, man. It's shit,
but
yo. It's shit,
on
y'all.
On the same token, you got to think about this. If let's go with this. This is just hypothetical, y'all. Don't run with the Cassie said shit, because I ain't say that's Jose up there anyway. Let's say security and housekeeping were working together to go do some nefarious crimes. So they went over there and they deleted this much time off the footage. Light it out.
I don't think I don't think that they deleted it.
Well, I'm just saying. Let's say that if they did, or like some people say, they turned off the cameras. Okay. Guess what? Nobody at that point would have known whether or not the cops are going to subpoena the records and the hard drive, not only with the hotel, but with the security company. There's no way that they could have known what the cops would or would not have done, or if there would have been a whistleblower. Nothing like that. So they could not have done that in a premeditated state of mind. No.
So that mean when the police questioned the housekeeper, they was right about what they was asking him. Did your brother ever date Kenneka? because to ask him that is to happen to see him on something. Even if somebody said something,
We
they
we
still
don't
got to
know
check.
because we still don't know why it was even said or asked.
Now listen, right? What I'm saying is this. For Rosemont PD to have to sit back and look at this footage also and to see what's going on.
But they
The
didn't really
real
look at all of
footage.
them.
No. The real footage to see what's
Okay,
going on.
what is all right? There you go again. Listen, what's the difference between the footage and the real footage? Because if
Because
Rosemont did
because
not go in and get that hard drive, then they got the same thing we got.
because at the end of the day, it's shit that we know for a fact that they took out of a lot of footage. Or a lot of footage they didn't give us.
I'm
Let's
just
just say
saying,
that.
if 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 the hard drive was not collected, they got the same thing we got. Right? So they would be looking at what we got, which would be, in their eyes, the real footage. Now, as far as why did they ask that question, it could be a million things, because just like when social media passed around that shit about that girl that was trying to kill herself with the knife, butcher knife and stuff, that it was Monifa trying to kill herself. The cops literally did go back and contact Monifa with the counselor and everything to find out if she was in her right state of mind or if she was really trying to kill herself.
How fast did they question these kids?
They were
After
going after.
Kenneka,
They started. Maya was at the police station to do her interview, while Teresa and them were still up at the hotel Sunday morning.
okay. So
That's when that was the first one of the party goers right there.
so this brings you to when did they question this housekeeper? Because they didn't
You
have to look for him.
You got to pull the document up and look at the date.
Let me see. Because the question is, when did they question this housekeeper?
Yeah.
And to question this housekeeper, you know, this had to be early on in this case, like when you question
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah, they questioned everybody pretty close together. The only ones that they had trouble,
But
that they got later, was the ones that they had trouble finding, which was like the Goody Gang guys. A lot of some of the, like 4 of those, I think. They, like Cocky lives in Wisconsin, so they never actually got to do a face-to-face with him. They had to do that one over the telephone.
how
Stuff like
much did
that.
they know about this? How much did they know about this case, and how many narratives was brought out before the police started questioning these kids?
Okay, I just tell you, the kids was being questioned while Teresa was still at the hotel Sunday morning. Okay,
So
that same day by lunchtime, social media was already passing around that stupid picture with Selena and Yolanda and NBA, what's his name, NBA Youngboy, and whoever the guy was killed him, where it's got the two friends, and the friends killed, that type of thing, with Kenneka and Monifa standing next to each other. That picture was started passing around before lunchtime that Sunday. So social media started fucking up before they even started the autopsy.
but hold on. Listen. This housekeeper was questioned. This is important because if this
Just as
housekeeper,
important as anybody else's, yeah.
yeah, because with him being questioned, it wasn't too much shit. Even if the Selena
A
shit
lot of
was
the
thrown
employees were
out
questioned.
there,
A lot of the employees were questioned that Sunday. I'm not saying he was, because I don't remember the dates off, from memory. Yes, boss, I can't keep everything in my head, but a lot of them were talked to that same Sunday.
that's what I'm saying. If this housekeeper was questioned,
Let me hop down
if
off
this
of here. And
housekeeper was
if I run
questioned that
across the
quick,
document real quick, I'll type it in the chat, because I gotta get ready.
all right. Yeah. So look, y'all, this make you wonder if this housekeeper was being questioned in a matter of time, like on a Sunday. How did they find time to ask him did his brother ever date Kenneka? And why would y'all ask him that? Because let's think about it. Y'all questioning everybody literally the day she was found and days after. So we didn't have too many narratives being threw out there. unless between these kids, somebody noticed the housekeeper homie that the police possibly think is his brother on this footage fucking with Kenneka. Somebody said something. The only reason, and this is, and like I say, when you sit here and pay attention to it, the only reason what somebody possibly said, and I can't even say any of the kids said it, because they would have sat up here and brought this shit up. They would have brought it up to this day. Like, we told them, the housekeeper, we told them. That shit wasn't even said. At the end of the day, the police knew what they seen. They seen that housekeeper, man, in some form of fashion. But the only way to sit up here and be on some bullshit and try to cover it, if y'all sit up here and y'all see him having some type of help. And you can't tell me that if this housekeeper got off of work on the 9th, which was Friday, which was what's that, on the 8th, which was Thursday, right, at 5 o'clock. He said that he got off of work. No, that was Friday. He got off Friday early in the day at 5:30. And he didn't go to this party. But I literally showed y'all a video of him saying to somebody inside of the hotel that basically he lied to the police that he didn't know nobody, but he had a homie that was at the party. Is this homie the fucking dude that the police? Listen, you said that you lied to the police and said that you didn't know nobody at this party because they asked you this. You said on the video I played in the elevator that you lied to the police and told them that you didn't know nobody at this party, but you had a homie that was at the party. Is this the homie that the police asking you, is this your brother? Gotta make this shit make sense, man. He fucked up. The housekeeper fucked up because he said that. He shouldn't have said that. And he didn't say that talking with him knowing he was being recorded. He said that talking to a female, not even knowing he was being recorded. She had the phone down to her side and was recording this boy the whole time. The boy sat back and literally said, I lied to the police and told them that I didn't know nobody that was at the party, but I had a homie that was at the party that night. This is what you say. But then in the case file, you turn around and you say, they asked you, did your brother ever date Kenneka? Obviously, you told them you know, or you didn't have a brother that was there. For whatever reason, it made them ask you that. They seen something to make them ask you that. But then what happens? We see Resco talking to him in the kitchen area by himself, in the dining area by himself. Resco is the general manager of the hotel. He the big dog. Resco came in either that night or the next morning, because you got to think about it. Now the shit that happened to Kenneka, shit, this ain't nothing that we could just cover up on some regular co-worker shit. Shit, it's gonna have to take for the big boss to have to come in, because he finna find out what happened in this hotel. That man came right in and talked to that housekeeper. Took him right in that dining area, had a whole conversation with that boy. For real. On a Saturday. Now, Kenneka came up missing Friday night going into Saturday, which was the 9th on that Saturday. Why is Resco talking to the housekeeper on that Saturday? Reminding you, they saying they don't know what Kenneka had. They didn't know where her body was, anything. This whole time while you having a conversation with this boy, Kenneka's in the freezer in your hotel. And y'all making it like y'all found her Sunday. But in the meanwhile, on Saturday, y'all getting y'all shit together, running around, as you can see, and then turning around, you know what I'm saying? And you question, and Resco, you talking to this housekeeper. You trying to get the story. I believe he talked to the housekeeper because He wanted to know what the fuck went down in that hotel. He wanted to know what happened. And it ain't no coincidence. Shit, the big dog come in, Resco come in. Okay. He definitely want to holler at the housekeeper because he got to figure out who all these kids is and who these people is, where they from. The housekeeper gonna provide that information because they already know what's up. I need to holler at him. He talking to him right on camera. We see this shit. This ain't no normal conversation. They ain't just sitting in no little room together because they eating lunch or breakfast. No, they sitting in there having a conversation on Saturday. The next motherfucking, the following day after this girl come up missing. So what y'all talking about? Boop, y'all on camera. So that struck me strange. Right after we see that, I bet that's when the cover-up kicked off. That's it. We got to get the cover-up. Now Resco know what happened. He already know Fran's cave part. He know what happened. I just got to holler at the housekeeper. Housekeeper come in, do his regular. He tell him what the fuck that went down. Now Resco got all day Saturday to figure this shit out and get this shit situated in their hotel. Because business, as you can see, business got to continue to go. They got to continue for their business to do what it's doing. So, shit, yeah. Resco had to make that be the final call because he gonna come in and be able to look at the situation and possibly talk to the police and they figure it out or whatever the case may be. That's just it. We'll deal with this other shit on the back end, but right now we got to fix this shit right now. And they knew it was going to be, they was already taking a big chances. They know now they got to turn around and say that this girl in here. So now they got to take everything that's finna come with this. Her people coming up here, all these people finna come up here. It's finna be a big ass thing. Woo woo. I'm telling you, they had this shit covered. They knew what they was doing. For real. But these are things that these are things that we look at. These are things that, you know, we try to figure out. I mean, this ain't nothing as surprising as we can see. It's happening like every day, every other day. You know, you turn on the news and turn on YouTube and just about read any type of story that didn't went down. And it's some shit that's gonna blow your mind, you know. So now that I sit up here and I look at this Kenneka Jenkins case, yes, hell yeah, it's a possibility. This was a big ass cover up all the way down to the Rosemont police, you know, dealing with the hotel. They all out there in Rosemont, you know. And this is why we sit here and we got such a big cover up when it come down to this girl case, you know. Shit, when you look at Jelani, same thing. Bloomington, Peru, all that. Shit. Somehow it's some shit that ain't just they ain't finna let just come out. And you wonder what type of people could get away with this type of shit. But then you gotta wonder what type of involvements they got in this shit that we call life that we living in. What type of involvements they got? They got shit going on. And it gotta be bigger than us. Shit, it do. Can't just sit back and look at Rosemont and feel like they was just some small ass hotel when you got the Murray brothers Caddyshack ready to do business and they all doing this different type of stuff adding on to the hotel. Like I say, that hotel was key to being around the corner from a airport. You know, you got a lot of people that rather go to Rosemont and chill out. You know what I'm saying? Get a room. That's the type of shit that was going down. So you can't sit back and we can't play Rosemont for cheap either. Like, oh, it don't be no type of real shit going on. It do. It's a lot of reasons they had to cover this shit. You know, a lot of people question, did they cover it or did they not cover it? I look at it like this. It wasn't nothing to me. I felt like that they went correct about this shit. We don't even hardly see them get on. We never seen them really get on TV and discuss it as police officers and, you know, give real statements and say how they felt about the case or anything. You know, detectives, anything, you know, talking about how they're looking into this. They didn't look into shit. They literally just said she walked in there. And I don't believe it. Just like I don't believe Jelani jumped in no damn water and committed suicide. So I don't know, y'all. You know, these are the things we got to think about. These are the things we got to look at. You know, I'm going to drop this link in the chat. See if y'all want to come up in politics for a minute. If not, we're going to jump into this live number 2. Because some shit is going on. And I say drop the live in the chat because I believe a lot of y'all believe into this case real strong. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in it too. You know, I look at it too. I look at a lot of angles when it come down to this case. So, you know, that's why I tell y'all to put y'all input and, you know, shit, come up here and speak and say what y'all want to say because trust and believe. We as a Kenneka Jenkins community, no lie, we feel strong about a lot of shit. You know, I just don't ever want people to feel like, you know, somebody gonna try to ridicule them or say something crazy. You know, if they thinking outside of the box, just don't think too far outside the box because we know ain't no wild shit that went down. We're gonna keep the focus on who the focus need to be on over here on this channel, and we're gonna discuss this hotel and how bogus they was because they definitely set the play. They definitely set the play. Whether they had the involvement of the housekeeper or not, I know this girl ain't know this hotel like the back of her hand for her to walk into an area where she wasn't supposed to be, all the way on the other side of the hotel. You ain't no goddamn psychic. And you ain't just walk over here just to be roaming, you know, out of your mind. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. Somebody led you. I'm always believe that. Somebody led that girl. I wish I could run into one of them old school ass psychics from back in the day, the one just a real one. They just do real police cases and shit like this. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could run into one of them that could just sit back and give me the game. Like, look, this what happened. You know, for real. I'm gonna have to check out, Uncle G. I'm gonna have to check out. Listen to me. I like to look at a lot of people. You know, I'm open-minded to a lot of shit. I just don't get into the crazy, crazy stories, you know. Like, I'm not no believer into Teresa has something to do with her daughter's death and all that crazy shit. No. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that just because I'm cool with Teresa, no shit like that. I'm saying that for the simple fact, she ain't do that shit. She ain't had nothing to do with that shit. You know, she grieving and she hurting. Everybody just grieve differently. You know what I'm saying? We can't never sit back and say what we'll do or how we'll grieve unless it happened to us, literally. You know what I'm saying? So everybody just handle shit different, you know. Just pray that she ain't did nothing crazy like harmed herself or tried to commit suicide because, you know, it's something that just tears her up. You know, that's the shit we got to look at, how strong she been through all this shit, you know, because you got to imagine yourself as being a parent. Shit, how strong can you be? How strong can you be with some shit that's going on? You know what I'm saying? You lose one of your kids. I know I'm going to lose it. I was looking at my son the other day and was like, boy, I don't know what I do. I flip. I flip, man. For real. Yeah, a lot of this footage, I'm definitely going to check out. Definitely going to check out. I told y'all I was gonna give y'all a live at 10 o'clock. don't know though. This for my people who gotta have an open mind because it's some shit. Samuel, you still woke? Uncle G, you woke over there? You say Sloan Bella. But shit, everybody, I'm sitting back, I'm just vibing with y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying smoking good. Sitting here, really just letting this video play out because, just looking at the footage and shit, looking at how everything was going on. And it's clear, you know what I'm saying? You get you some good clear footage. It's always good to look at because that shadow shit is something else, But we're going to jump into another live. So for all my people that's here, that's into hip hop, that's into, we're going to talk about a hip hop story. I don't even know what the fuck to call it because it's crazy. We definitely gonna get into this African Bambaataa situation. You feel me? And it ain't even no situation because it's old, but I was just surprised to sit back and hear how it was talked about and it's not being talked about like that and what a lot of people think about it. So, shit, we're gonna end this live the right way though. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to everybody for coming through, showing some love. We're going to touch back bases, you know what I'm saying, on some of this shit that we just looked at and some of the stuff we've been talking about, you know what I'm saying? If they talk about anything new with, Jelani Day, besides what they just came out with, we definitely going to come forward with it and we're going to politic on it and see what's going on. When it comes to Kenneka Jenkins, y'all know we all on the edge of our seat. We were waiting for anything to come out, you know what I'm saying? Waiting for anything to come out. So until then, shit, we're gonna sit back and we're gonna pick a lot of these videos and a lot of this shit apart, but we're gonna do it the right way. We definitely gonna stay away from the lies, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna look at a lot of facts. Shit, start digging into some of these co-workers, you know what I'm saying? Shit, seeing who they was for real, even if we gotta find one of them. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I know it's something with somebody's name on it. Start digging into these coworkers and seeing what the real deal was. All we need is one of them. All we need is one of them to sit back and say that they was paid not to talk or they couldn't say nothing at the time. You know what I'm saying? All we need is one of them to pop up to say something like this. And we at least be getting somewhere because there's a reason they had to shut up. And it was a reason they possibly got paid off to be quiet. So until a few things pop out, we're going to sit back and we're going to stay up on top of the Kenneka Jenkins case. Justice for KJ. It's your boy Brazy, and I'm up out of here. Y'all come slide on me on this next live. I'll be over there in 1 minute. Fred, stay in tune, man. Hey, I'm finna start this live up. Fred, everybody in the chat, hey, get ready to come over there because we're finna do our thing. Talk about some shit.